There's a new power rising in the Wasteland. The Forged are on a quest to rule the Commonwealth, or have it burned to the ground. But in this dark time, one will rise to challenge the Forged and extinguish their flame once and for all. This is Wargames News Radio, and you're watching Fallout Wasteland Warfare, Forged in the Fire.
Hey there, Wastelanders, and welcome back to Wargames News Radio for the start of a brand new Fallout Wasteland Warfare Battle Report campaign. This three-part miniseries starts right now using the Forged in the Fire expansion for Fallout Wasteland Warfare by Modiphius Entertainment. This narrative series will follow the adventures of Jake Finch and his companions as they try to save the Finch family farm and the rest of the Commonwealth from the Forged, a group of fire-obsessed raiders who set up shop in the old Saugus Ironworks building. As always, I'm going to need your help choosing a battle MVP for this episode, so when you're done watching the video, leave a comment down below and let me know which unit you think outshone the rest. The unit with the most votes will get a free boost card going into our next scenario. Can Jake and his friends defeat the Forged and save the farm? There's only one way to find out, so let's get into the action on Forged in the Fire Part 1. Let's hit it.
Hello? Is this thing on? Calling out to, well, anyone, I guess. My name's Jake Finch. I don't know who might hear this, but there's raiders. They're calling themselves the Forged. They set up in the old Saugus Ironworks building and are going after everyone in the area. They said they're gonna take our farm. Well, my dad, he's too scared to do anything about it. I'm not gonna let these pyros push us around. I've got my granddad's sword. I'm gonna go put a stop to this once and for all. So if anyone can hear me, I could use the help. My name's Jake
Damn,
Finch.
I've gotten word about a settlement.
What the hell is he talking about?
Sounds like they're trying to stand up to some raiders.
This calls for a lady's touch. I'd be glad to show you how we did things in the combat zone.
Well, all right. Maybe our luck's finally turning around. Those raiders will know they picked the wrong fight.
And here we are outside of Saugus Ironworks. We've got our survivors here, led up by Jake Finch, the sole survivor himself, Preston Garvey, and everyone's favorite foul-mouthed chem addict, Kate. And they're going to be trying to break into Saugus Ironworks to try to defend the Finch family farm. And here we've got our Forged raiders. We've got Bedlam here, who's going to be leading up this force, and accompanied by a whole whack of other Forged armed with flamers and Molotov cocktails and all kinds of crazy stuff that's going to try to obviously stop them from getting inside and light a whole bunch of things on fire in the process. The mission itself is pretty simple. We need to get ourselves through the main door of the Saugus Ironworks building, but there are three different ways that we could go about it, which is where things get a little complicated. The first option is to find the key to the door. There are 3 investigation markers scattered around the middle of the board, and the marker with the number 1 on it represents the key. If any of my units get in contact with the marker, they can spend a free action to pick up the key. They'll then need to get it to the entrance, allowing our forces to get inside and take on whatever's waiting for them in our next scenario. There's also an option of hacking the door controls. This requires 2 successful use computers expertise tests, or as a last result, we can just smash the door down, which requires a unit to have a melee weapon and 3 successful attacks against the door. And for the Forged, their goal is to stop my survivors from getting inside at all costs. So they're going to be coming in pretty hot. See what I did there? Whichever side wins the game will be able to take a weapon worth 50 caps into the next scenario, which could either really help or really hurt my chances in the next mission. Our forces are led up by Jake Finch, who's equipped with a 10mm pistol, combat armor, which will hopefully make him a little bit more survivable, and of course his family heirloom, the shish kebab. Backing him up is a sole survivor equipped with a combat rifle, Kate, who's equipped with a sawed-off shotgun, tire iron, and 2 doses of mentats, because she does love those chems. And last but not least is Preston Garvey, equipped with a laser musket and the long barrel attachment. Over on the Forged side of things, we've got Bedlam leading up the crew. She's equipped with her super sledge and 4 Molotov cocktails. Then we've got 3 standard Forged raiders equipped with flamers and baseball bats, and another 2 Forged with sledgehammers and 2 Molotov cocktails each. We've got 6 rounds to either find the key, bust down the door, or hack it open, so let's get into the action. Okay, top of round 1, and we are deployed. Just got a whole mess of raiders here ready to come in and do their thing. And then I've got kind of 2 teams of 2, I think is how I'm going to try to run this, with Kate and Preston, and then the sole survivor and Jake there. I think this is going to be Team Terminal and Team Key. Going to try to diversify my plan for success. Well, I think I'm going to get going with Team Find the Key here first. I'm going to go with the sole survivor and move up once. That's also going to put me within line of sight of one of our first objective markers here. So let's take a look. It's number 2. Okay, so we know it's not this one. It's going to be one of those. I think I'm just going to make a play maybe for, yeah, one of these items here, there, and that's also now going to bring me within range of this one. Yes. So that is number 3. Okay, so by process of elimination, that means that then we know that this is our key. Okay, well, that's off to a great start already, knowing that we've got our key nice and close to the door, but that means that we're gonna have to sort of move all of our team, funnel them towards that area, and I think the Raiders are probably going to end up doing the same. So, bit of a mad dash here right off the hop. Let's see how this goes. Well, Forge doing what Forge gonna do. Our first one here is just going to recklessly charge in. Not going to be able to get within shooting range this first round, but he is going to get within flamer range for next time. Back to my side, I'm going to go with Kate next. Now, because of her special rules, she has to start taking those chems, so she's going to get all jacked up on some mentats, and then she's going to make a move, running once, and then moved up again, just kind of get on the other side of this workbench. Not going to be able to do much, but maybe she can be some crowd control for the door here when things inevitably break bad. Well, lo and behold, another one of our Flamer Forged is going to do the exact same thing that his buddy did. So he's going to charge up, this time going maybe a little bit more strategic this time to get a little bit closer to the key. Again, nothing that he can do this time around, but he is in sort of good guard position with that Flamer. Back to my side, and I'm going to go with Jake next, and he's got that really long movement range of red. So I'm going to move him once here, and then I want to go for an item. Which one? Ooh, I'm tempted to go for this one, but he'd be way out of position, but I'm really scared of sort of grouping my folks together because of what these Forge can do with their area effect weapons. But you know what? God hates a coward. Let's go for it. I'm going to move in twice there and see what we get. Ooh, free item. Okay. We've got a Wasteland deck here. Going to go ahead and make a cut and see what we get. We've got a... Oh, I can't get a grip on this. 12.7 millimeter pistol. Cool, the old school OG Fallout gun. Awesome. Okay, so we'll give that to Jake there and go on with the next turn. Next up is one of our Molotov cocktail boys here, unfortunately. So they're going to move once there, and then let's see if they're within throwing range. Ooh, you know what? They are. So they're going to go ahead and try to throw a Molotov cocktail right about there. And then it's going to, if it hits, it's going to get both of those two. Okay, Forge Raider coming in hot here with a Molotov cocktail, hitting only on 4s. That's going to be a swing and a miss, so it is going to scatter, but which way is it going to scatter? Let's take a look here on the board. So the target was about here, so let's see where it's going to go. Arrow pointing this away, so that's, oh no, unfortunately, that's going to go and land right on top of Kate here. Whoops, so it's gonna miss out on these two, but it is unfortunately going to hit Kate for no damage, but she is now on fire. Youch, okay, I thought I got away scot-free when it missed there, but not so much. Back to my side, and only Preston left to go at the back of the field. We gotta get him moving to get him into the fight, so he's gonna move once here. He does have that long barrel mod, so he is going to be able to get a long-range shot off here on this closest Forged. Preston with the laser musket hitting on 8s because of his specialty, so he's a pretty good chance. That's going to do it for 3 damage. 3 damage on the Forged 2 energy armor. Stops 1, takes 2. Okay, little tit for tat. Kate's on fire, but now we do have an injured Forge there, thanks to a long bomb shot from Preston. That is unfortunately all of the activations on my side, so that's just going to leave it over to the Forged here, and there's only Bedlam and 2 of her little lackeys left to go here. So we're going to go ahead and run through their turns. Another Reckless Flamer Forged charging up the board. They are really bunching up here, these Flamer boys. And yeah, they're just sort of within that throwing range now. They've got a couple to spare, so we're just going to go ahead and throw another one right about there. Forged with another Molotov cocktail, coming in hot towards Jake and the sole survivor, hitting on 4s. That's going to miss. It's going to scatter orange, but where will it scatter? Let's see on the dice here. Aha, we got a lucky break, I think, on that one. So it's going to scatter orange back towards the forge and just sort of explode right in between everybody there, but not actually do any damage. So a bit of a lucky break. That just leaves Bedlam here, who got the careful break engagement actions. She's actually just going to move once here and then do a little bit of a duck and cover move. So she's just got a little bit of cover behind that wall there, but yeah, not gonna last for long because things are getting hot and heavy. I'm gonna have to think about if I wanna try to challenge the Forged in the middle here and go for the key, or if I wanna make a break for the door here, possibly with Kate, because she's all jacked up on Mountain Dew. So we'll see. Here, going in to round 2. Event deck for round 2, we got Brahmin Stampede. The earth-shattering sound of Brahmin Stampede brings the fight to a short halt as the stragglers rush to get out of harm's way. Any model that spends any part of its activation within red of the battlefield edges must test agility at the end of its activation, and on a fail, suffers 1 damage. Ooh, lucky for us, Preston is just out of that, but everybody else is in pretty okay shape, at least for now. Okay, top of round 2, and decisions. I think I'm going to play it safe for just a moment and not charge out and grab the key right now. I'm gonna try to get some killing done here first. So I'm gonna go with the Soul Survivor actually, and I'm gonna take a couple shots into this wounded Forge here and see if I can just take them out of the game. Soul Survivor with the combat rifle hitting on 7s. That is a hit for 1 armor break, so that's going to do 2 damage straight through, break the armor all down. Not going to get the kill, unfortunately, so we're gonna have to go and try to put another shot through. But let's go ahead here, hitting on 7s again. That's gonna miss. That stinks. 1 damage left on that Forged. Unfortunately, didn't quite be able to put him down. Well, I guess that guy didn't take too kindly to getting shot in the face a couple of times, because he's activating next, and he's just going to move once to get around this cover here, and then he's going to take 1 shot into both of these guys with the flamer at, I guess it's, well, is it close range or long range? I guess it's just within close range, right about there. Forged with the flamer hitting on 4s. Ooh, gosh golly, that is unfortunately a hit with an on-fire result. So that's going to be 2 damage. We'll do it on Jake first. 2 damage, 2 armor. Ooh, that's going to do it. Stops both. And then on Soul Survivor, 2 damage, 3 armor. Stops it both. Well, lucky little dudes here took no damage, but they are on fire. So a little bit of luck, a little bit of unluck at the same time. Back to my side. Yeah, I'm going to go with Jake here, and I'm going to see if I lose my on fire token. I do. There we go. Fire goes away, but I am going to get 1 point of damage because of the on fire there. Then I'm just going to take a shot with my brand new fancy pistol and try to kill this guy. Jake with the 12.7mm hitting on 4s. Oh gosh dolly, that's going to do it. That's 4 damage, and he's got 1 health point left. Yeah, that's it. That's all. That guy is finally done. Nice shot, Jake, with your brand new toy. Yeah, with my second action, I'm just going to move him. Yeah, I'm just going to move him up to about there, just to get within striking distance of either the objectives or the key, just to get a little bit closer to that door there, because he's got that long move and he can kind of get around the board pretty fast. So that's it. That's all for Jake. He took 1 damage from the fire, but he's not on fire anymore. Back to the Raiders. Another Forge with a Flamer moves in on the Soul Survivor and hits, but fails to do any damage. Well, it's time for Kate to get into the war here. I'm going to move her forward, but first I need to see if she loses her on fire. She does not, so she's going to take 1 point of damage, and then she stays on fire. But then she's going to move once here. Then I'm going to use her sawed-off shotgun to take a shot at this last Flamer Forge here. See if I can take him out. Kate with a sawed-off shotgun hitting on 7s. You've got to be kidding me. Crit fail, no dice. Well, with that mighty green charge range, yeah, we've got this Forged here going right into Kate here. Their first action. They're going to take a black die for the charge, and then they're going to make an attack with their sledgehammer. Forged charging into Kate, hitting on 4s. Oh, that is a swing and a miss. Thank goodness. I'm going to see if Preston here maybe can't give Kate a hand. He can shoot into combat without risk of hitting friendlies. So I'm going to see if I can't put a couple shots, or a shot in this case, into this forge right here, but it is going to be through cover. Okay, Preston with laser musket, he's shooting through cover, but he's got a specialty, but he's also shooting at an engaged melee. So the long and the short of it is he's hitting on 8s, but the forge has a +1 to its armor. So here we go, hitting on 8s. That is a hit for 3 damage on 3 laser armor. Stops 2, takes 1. Could have been better, could have been worse, but we got 1 damage through there thanks to a crack shot through on Preston. So there we go, but that's going to be it for my side. Now back to the Raiders to run through the last couple of units. The Forge in the very back here sees Jake making a play, so they're going to make a move just around this corner here. And then they're going to take a throwing shot with their Molotov cocktail into Jake. Molotov cocktail coming through, hitting on 4s. Oh, that's going to hit Jake for lighting him on fire at 1 damage and 1 armor break. So that's going to be 1 damage on 1 armor. He takes no damage, but he is lit on fire. Well, there you go. Just when he'd shaken it off, Jake is now on fire again. He did avoid the damage, but that is now that 1 forged out of Molotov cocktails. Well, this lone flamer guy here is going to take another move as well and take a shot there through at Jake with a flamer at way up close range. Ooh, Dolly, that's 2 damage. 2 damage on 1 armor now. Stops 1, takes 1. There we go, 1 more damage for Jakey boy. There, he's now down to 2 of his 6 health points, hit points there. But that's going to leave it now just down to Bedlam, and she's going to make a play, unfortunately, for the Soul Survivor. She's going to take a move once, and then that massive green charge range, more than enough to get right into action there, and then she's going to take a green die for the charge. Well then, end of round 2, and things are looking pretty tangly. I am mobbed up over here at the moment, especially right near the door. Go figure. I had a feeling that was going to happen. But to still have some options here, nobody's really all that hurt. The fire damage isn't looking so great here. Preston might have to do some work this round to free up some of my units. But there we go. Let's get into round 3 and see if we can't get this door open. Event deck for round 3, we got clear. Perfect conditions allow combatants to focus on the fight. Any blank black die treated as a -1. Okay, top of round 3, and I'm going to start things off with Kate here, see if she can't take this raider down. But first things first, she's got to see if she loses her on fire. She does. She is lucky. Okay, there we go. So she is not on fire. She did take 1 point of damage. Now she's going to attack Kate into the raider with the tire iron, hitting on 7s. Okay, that's gonna do it for 2 damage. Goes straight through because the armor is blocked, and she does get a quick action out of the deal. So he's only got 2 hit points left. Let's see if she can put him down again, hitting on 7s. There we go, that's gonna do it. Okay, that's more like it. This raider goof is out of there. Kate is now prepared, which is not too bad with that quick action there. So let's see if she can use that a little bit later, but that's gonna be it for her turn. Back to the Raiders. Okay, well, Bedlam is the first up for the Raiders, and she's got that incendiary super sledge. You're gonna be coming on hot into the Soul Survivor. Oh, that's a hit and just a hit. That's gonna deal 3 damage, base damage, with 1 armor break. And then the star is going to add the on fire effect, and he's already on fire. So we got away a little bit lucky there, but it is going to be 3 damage coming through on 2 armor. Stops 1, takes 2. Woof, that's gonna hurt. 2 damage through there. Charge goes away, but she is gonna get another attack. That's another hit for 3 damage, 2 armor. Stops 2, takes 1. Well then, okay, Soul Survivor is suddenly in pretty rough shape with only 3 hit points left. But that's going to be it for Bedlam here. Back to my side. And with Kate's prepare here, she's aware of the attack action which just happened there. So she's going to react to that trigger, moving. Quick action to get within distance of the key, meaning we now have the key here in our possession. So things are looking good on the objective front, but we still have a whole whack of raiders to deal with. So we're midpoint of the game and we're looking good, but it could go either way. Back to my side, and having the key is a pretty big boon here at this stage, but I want to kind of secure things, so I'm going to go with Jake here and activate him. I'm going to roll my luck if I can find my luck die. Here we go. See if I can get rid of the on fire. He does not, so he's going to take one more point, of damage. Ooh, but attack or hack? That is the question here. Not liking how many raiders there are by the door here. I think I'm going to go with the attack. Jake's just going to charge in. Jake with the shish kebab hitting on 4s. Oh, that just misses. Well, perhaps a little more brawn than brains on that attack there, Jake, but oh well, gave it his best shot. That raider is now going to retaliate with their baseball bat. Forged with the baseball bat, hitting on 4s. Oh, of course, that hits for 2 damage and 1 armor break, so that's gonna be 2 damage on 1 armor. And it all goes through. Jake now has, what, 1 hit point remaining? Well, with that attack, that is unfortunately going to be the end of Jake one way or another. Because he's on fire at the start of his next round, he's going to take 1 more point of damage, and he's going to be toast. Well, Preston's feeling a little bit guilty for not having saved poor Jake here, so he's going to move once to get nice and close, and then he's going to take a shot into combat here with his musket.
Preston's shot rings true and breaks through the forged armor, dealing 3 points of damage.
Attaboy Preston getting some more shots through there. That's going to help out in the long run, but back to the Raiders. Well, this last Flamer Forged here is going to charge in to help out Bedlam and make an attack with their baseball bat into the Soul Survivor. Forged hitting on 4, extra black for the charge, extra green for outnumbering. Ouch. Oh, crit fail. That is your lucky day, Soul Survivor. You are going to stay around for at least 1 more round. I think that's going to be, well, I guess it's up to you. You're the last one to go. Short on options. I'm just going to take a couple shots into the Forged that's in contact with me here. So hitting on 5s because of the close combat shot. That's, wow, okay, that's a hit for 3 damage on 1 armor. Stops 1, takes 2. Second shot, same thing, hitting on 5s. That hits again for 2 damage. Okay, wow. Now, I'll say this for the Soul Survivor, they are going down swinging. Just a couple hit points left, but they are hanging on. That's going to leave it to our last Forged here, which is going to make a charge in on Kate, and then make an attack with their baseball bat. Correction, that's a sledgehammer with this Forged, and they're taking the green die for the charge, so hitting on 4s. Oh, golly, that hits for 2 armor break and 1 extra damage, so that's 3 damage on 1 armor. Stops 1, takes 2. What was that I was saying about high damage? Oh my goodness, look at that. That's another 2 damage through on Kate. She's now just hanging on with a couple hit points left, so that's going to do it for the round. I need to clear up some of these raiders and get Kate to that door. Let's see if I can't pull that off going into round 4. Event deck for round 4 is Recent Prints. Deathclaw prints in the area are obviously fresh. Ooh, scary. The threat of it being nearby makes it hard to concentrate. Each model may perform a maximum of 1 action that is a use expertise. During its activation, quick actions are not affected. Ooh, okay, so that might hinder me if I try to hack the door, but that's gonna all come down to what happens with the key. Okay, top round 4, and because I've thinned their numbers, the Raiders are actually gonna get to go first this time, and unfortunately, it's the one who is in combat with Kate. Okay, what could be 2 of the most important roles of the game. See if we can't avoid some of these hits. We got the Forged coming in on Kate, hitting on 4s. Okay, that's a swing and a miss with a big 9 on the first. Second attack. That's gonna hit, and that's gonna hit huge for 4 damage. 4 damage, but Kate has high armor of 3. Come on, big 3. That's a 1. That's a 1. That's gonna put her down. Ooh, taking her last 3 hit points from that massive sledgehammer hit, Kate is down. That's no good. That means that the key now sits in her place, and well, it's going to be up to us to try to get that thing and get it to the door. I think it's just going to come down to Preston. If he can make a play and hang on, we might have a shot, but Jake's going to die the second he activates, and the Soul Survivor is in a pretty similar spot. So it's Preston's go, and I think I just have to run for the key. I'm going to move Preston once to get in contact with the key and not with anybody else. So you can see there, I am not engaged with anybody. And then I'm going to take that key, jockeying around Jake's flaming corpse. Preston can get to about here, which is 1 activations away with the key, leaving everyone else outside to die. But hey, we'll see if this even works, because he might get mobbed in this turn here. But that's going to be it for my side. Things are looking grim.
The dice gods smile on Preston as the Forge rolls not to break engagement with Jake, missing on both of his attacks to put Jake down once and for all. The bad rolls keep on coming as the sole survivor misses both of their attacks into the Forged, but unfortunately the same can't be said for Bedlam, puts the sole survivor down with 1 brutal hit.
With a flaming thud, the sole survivor is gone. That's just Bedlam's first action. And she's now going to try to book it for our pal Preston. She can't quite get there in 1 charge, so she's going to have to move once and put him in a very precarious and dangerous position. And that's just going to leave it to our man Jake, who's going to activate and immediately die because he's an idiot. Meaning Preston is all alone, and it's just this last raider here to go. They're just going to have to double move to be able to get to do anything, I think. Or, no, they are within flamer range of Preston right now. Ooh, that's a swing and a miss. Okay, that is the end of round 4, and I am out of units, except for Preston. There are 4 Forge Raiders chasing him down as he's making a break for the door, and as we go into round 5. But that means it's going to circle back to my turn, meaning I can make a play for the door, but I think I'm going to try to add a little insult to injury for the sake of my fallen comrades here, and I'm going to take a shot with my laser musket before I make a play for the door and just try to take this goof down. Preston with a retreating shot hitting on 8s. Hey, okay, that's going to do it for 3 damage. 3 damage on 1 armor. Blows right through, blasts him down in a laser-filled ash pile. He's gone, and Preston makes his last action to move to the door with the key and securing a survivor win despite the fact that everyone else is pretty much dead.
A narrow win for the survivors in our first episode of the Forged in Fire narrative series. What a battle that one was, and thank you all so much for tuning in. We'll be back with the second chapter in 1 month's time, but don't forget to leave a vote for the battle MVP. Let me know which unit you think was the most impressive in this battle, and they'll get a free boost card going into the next scenario. Thank you all so much for watching and for supporting the channel, and if you like what we do here on WGNR, then consider heading on over to our Patreon page, or click the little YouTube membership button that's hanging out down here somewhere so we can make more videos more often for you to enjoy. You also get all kinds of kickbacks like double entry into future WGNR giveaways, early access to battle reports and videos just like this one, and you can even become a named character in a future live stream or battle report. So thank you all so much again for watching, and stay tuned because we'll be back with more Forged in the Fire in 1 month's time. So stay tuned because WGNR will be back.